You probably already used the Docs view of Google's files in order to get to your documents, or maybe spreadsheets or presentations. And there's just a couple of things here that I'd like to mention that can help make this a little bit easier. One thing is that if you don't use this template gallery here at the top, you can turn that off by clicking on the triple dot and hiding them. If you want them to come back at some point in the future, underneath the stack menu here, you can go to settings and turn that back on. I don't use those very often, so I just leave it off most of the time. The other kind of hidden thing here is that on any individual document, you can hit that triple dot menu and choose Available Offline to have Google save a copy of this on your laptop so you can go in and edit it even if you can't get to the internet. Really handy if you're going to be someplace like the beach that you need to work on stuff and you're not going to have any Wi-Fi. That's pretty much it for the Docs, Sheets, Slides windows. There's really everything else. There's a little bit of sorting features. It keeps your most recent documents at the top, but there's often a lot of documents in here, and finding the right one can be difficult. And there's one other view that you can use, which is Google Drive. In fact, I almost never go into Google Docs, Sheets, or Slides. I work almost exclusively in Google Drive when I want to get to my files, because I feel like it's so much more organized and easy to get to. When I have a file open, I can go to the top, and there's a folder up there. So let's go open a file up here. And you may have already seen this, but there is up at the top, right by the title, there's an icon that indicates whether that, and it's going to take a minute to load here, whether that file is in your Google Drive or if it's somebody else's that's been shared with you. It will have a drive icon with a plus next to it if it's been shared, and it will have a little folder like this one if it's in your drive. And then you can find out where it is and move it into other places. So right now this is in my Passion Project folder. Or you can add it to your drive if it's a shared file and you would like to be able to access it in your folder structure. So you can see I have an extensive folder structure that I've built over time. Everything inside this classroom folder, Google automatically built when I built classes. But I have lots of other folders that I store stuff in. And one of the secrets here is that Google doesn't actually think of these as folders. These are all just labels that are attached to these files. So if I want to have this folder, or sorry, this file in a different folder as well as the one that it's in, I can easily do that simply by holding down the Option key, click and, hello Google, click and drag that file to another folder and drop it while I have the Option key held down. That will make a link, a label on that file for every folder that I drop it in. So I can get to it multiple different ways if that's appropriate for that particular file. I find this structure very easy to use. Maybe you don't. Maybe the Docs, Sheets, Slides, where you are working on the files that you most recently worked on all the time, is much more efficient for you. Either way, it helps to know that these two are here. One last piece, if you regularly work in Drive and you would like to get to the things you most recently used, there is, toward the bottom here, a link for most recent files. And this works very much like Slides and Sheets and Docs, except that it's for everything in your drive. So it will link all the files you most recently used. Again, good to know that it's there if it fits your work style.